Strength, that elusive aspect to everyone's character, and who therein lies as varied definitions as there are people. When we hear the word strength, what will pop into most people's heads is a muscle-bound titan
Bam.
of a man, or perhaps a proud soldier with an assault rifle. These avatars of strength may indeed be strong, physically, and as a person, but are they the truth of strength or just its result? Let's explore this concept in greater detail. In order to reach a relatively high amount of physical strength, one must develop a training and eating regimen and remain loyal to said regimen for an extended period of time, pushing out the desire to become lazy, and more importantly, pushing out the excuses we give ourselves, which ensure such laziness will have a self-perpetuating dogma. In regards to the strong soldier, to become a tough, fearless, and loyal soldier, one must believe in those who they are fighting for, and most of the time, the cause itself. And once again, such a person must push out the same voices of weakness that drag one from their duty. Both kinds of strength are viable, as a personal definition for strength. But there is something both examples work with, yet may not realize. The magic of will. The magic of will is an individual spell book, which in the introduction, so to speak, there is a reliquary of aphorisms, some learned, some composed, that allow one's will to have the mental support it needs to continue with the decision of action made. For a bodybuilder, a couple examples may be no pain, no gain, or train insane or remain the same. For a soldier, it may be a section of the oath they took, or a line of encouragement they picked up back home, or perhaps a Bible verse, Quran verse, something like that. Though all of these are just basic examples and should not be considered the limitations of a person's personal spellbook. Now, the allegory travels deeper into the cave. The soul itself can also bolster the will, as it is the very birthplace of one's will. Though, how does one employ this very soul, their very soul, for the sake of accomplishment? And to that, I say you must decide who you are. What are your motivations, and how sure are you that your path is correct? Have you chosen a path because it's been given to you, based on shallow desires, or have you forged forward and fought your own suppositions and ego to find the essence of your truest self? You don't have to be a deep person to be you. What we must do is simply feel with our very heart and gauge if the actions we commit synchronize with the personal intuition every single human being has. Does this feel right? Maybe not in words, but you are always asking yourself this question. If you decide it does, then dig with your hands into the deep, dark, fertile soil of your decision and launch forward with all the virility willpower can grant, for you are yourself. The mentioned affirmations are helpful, but knowing yourself adds fuel to your mantras. And speaking of mantras, those who create the best are those who I think of when I think of strength. The elderly man with a joyful smile, even near the end of his life. The grandmother who is caring for her young grandchildren with all the love she ever had for her child. The carpenter who measures again and again and again, even though he knows he's got it right. It is hidden strength, the less apparent strength, the strength of the heart in symbiosis with one's mind, which sparks my heart. True strength, I have come to understand, is invisible. The muscle titan doesn't lift with weights. He lifts with his heart. He throws himself into it because he's found who he is and realizes every cramp and strain is fuel for what he will become. Pain becomes pleasure, as certainty of action is a blessing cast on oneself. Obstacles are as a twig in the path, whereas before certainty, this tinder was a mountain. But to truly capitalize on where your will was born, in your soul, You must not value what will be the fruit of your actions. You must simply act in accordance with your soul and expect little to nothing in return from the universe. For action and will are linked, but results belong to the ego. If in your heart of hearts you feel you are a soldier, then be one. Become what is oddly familiar to your heart, but don't tie your duty up with victory in battle. For even in spite of defeat, duty remains unchanged. Occurrences in the external world are not predictable, nor can their benefits be expected. But your will can and must remain constant, for it is not for results that you are who you are. It's for embracing that most eternal piece of yourself and attempting that which is everyone's duty of being an example for every other person, that we may all be who we truly are. If this reality became manifest, then there would be no conflict between people. Conflict is the result of someone forcing a false idea of themselves onto others because deep down they know they are not acting in accordance with their soul. So they project this confusion and frustration onto others in an effort to affirm a self that does not exist. Then every now and then, a response is actually committed by people who know themselves and must defend against this aggression. Though these types of responses are few, as most seek to perpetuate conflict because of their own insecurity. Correct response to aggression is so rare, brothers and sisters. So rare. But it's something that will become more and more common. And our nature, revealing it to ourselves and to everyone else, will make proper response to all circumstances far more correct and far more prevalent. However, let's get back to the most seemingly simple idea and point of this speech: strength. I say blatantly and absolutely that the source of all forms of strength comes from synchronizing your actions with your soul's nature. That is true strength. Very basic, but carrying out this necessary task in a world made needlessly complicated takes not a titan of muscle, but a titan of will. Thank you very much, and may you find yourself and your spiritual strength, for it lies within, and it is always there for you to find. It is always there for you to take hold of. You just have to find yourself. You just have to stay in tune with who you truly are, and then everything else falls into place. If everyone did this, this world would be a paradise. Instead, it is needlessly complicated, and most people live a lie. Thank you very much, all of you. Have a great day.